What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Caleb, and we back with another video, man. Y'all, thank you for clicking on this video. Leave a like, comment, let me know what you think about the content. Let's get right on into it. Starting a YouTube channel has honestly changed my life in a lot of ways, in a shorter amount of time than I've ever expected as well. And if you've been thinking about starting a channel, you should definitely start one because it has changed my life in a lot of ways. Like the ways how I just view creators, the way how I view social media now is different because when you create content instead of just consuming content, I don't know, it changes a lot of things. It changes a lot of your perspectives on other creators, and you see with the so-called thing that I like to call the creator's eye. You can see how other people create content, and like since you can relate to that now, you definitely should start a channel if you've been thinking about it. If you've been wanting to or you've been desiring to, this you should. Like let me tell you, you definitely should. I think you should. And yeah, just give it a shot. You never know what can happen because honestly, if you just go out there and put yourself out there, you'll be surprised at the things that can happen and surprised at the things that will shift in your life, like your own perspective and the way how you just think about media and the way how you think about social media and the world and things like that. And even other people too. You know, one way how starting a channel has changed my life was that all those fears that you can have from picking up a camera and putting and talking to a camera, talking behind a camera and recording a video, and maybe even editing the whole creating a video process. You so a lot of new creators can have fear in that realm, but I don't know. Once you create content and you're consistent with it, that fear just eventually dissolves. And I noticed that dissolving of that fear translating into other areas of my life as well. And I think that was just crazy to see. Like really crazy to see because there's other areas in my life where I have to be seen or like I'm doing something on a stage in like a different area of life that's other than YouTube, but like a different hobby or an endeavor. And seeing that fear dissolve transferred over to other areas of my life. And that's one way how starting a channel has changed my life, and you definitely should start one because of this reason. And also just like the basic anxieties and anything like that too will just dissolve over time as you're consistent with creating content and putting yourself out there, because you're going to be getting comfortable with showing yourself to the world and getting comfortable with putting yourself out there. You know, if you've just been feeling any resistance towards creating content because of not wanting to put yourself out there, or like maybe you've been hesitant about it, those fears will dissolve, and those fears will honestly just erase over time. It really will, and you'll be so surprised because eventually you'll start thinking like, man, I wish I just started sooner, instead of just thinking so much about the fact of trying to start or something like that, or like thinking about the fact like, oh yeah, I gotta go out and put myself on a camera and record and things like that. But like now you just wish that you started sooner because you're comfortable with it now and you actually enjoy this thing too. So especially if you found enjoyment in this, it's such a beautiful thing. If you just find creating content fun, that is amazing. Like if you're passionate about it, that passion shows, and everybody that views your content, everybody that clicks on your videos will see that passion, and hopefully that inspires them. And hopefully I pray that I'm inspiring you as well. If you're seeing my content right now, I just hope that this is inspiring you in some way to start your own journey of creation, or your own journey of personal growth, or your own journey of pursuing a dream, a goal, pursuing, I don't know, a life you want to live, whatever it is you want to pursue. Maybe it's not even YouTube, it's just anything else, like anything else. It could really be anything, honestly, that you have to be seen or put yourself out there in a way, or let yourself be shown, or show yourself in a way to more people, essentially, or like be visible more. Like give yourself the space to be more visible. I noticed YouTube is definitely one way that you can work on that specific category, but if you are a person that's like not one dimensional, right? Like you have a lot of different quirks and like things to you. You're gonna notice that transfer into other places. At least that's what I personally noticed. I personally noticed that, and like it's honestly like it's crazy. It transformed me. It literally gave me like a spiritual transformation. And I've also dropped a video too about like the spiritual growth I've had since creating a channel. So if you haven't seen that video, make sure you go watch that. Starting a channel literally caused spiritual growth within me. It caused self-discovery within me. That's another thing too about YouTube. You're going to grow in more areas than one. You're going to grow in personally, you're going to grow emotionally, you're going to grow spiritually, you're going to grow within yourself, you're going to grow within your own spirit. I'm trying to think about what else. Too, it gives you a space to allow yourself to be creative. Like, it's a very great creative outlet. And I think that if new creators start viewing YouTube or viewing social media as a place to put your creativity out there and to be a creative outlet, they'll have a better relationship with creating content in those beginning stages. And once again, if you're someone that's like to take action, and if you're seeing this video, that my bad, if you're seeing this video and you want to take action on this, and like this is something that you've been thinking about doing, and you're actually even planning to do this, like you're coming up with a plan to do this, one tip I can give you is to view YouTube or social media as just a creative outlet. And like you just input your creativity and you can output, it's an outlet for that creativity that you input. Honestly, some other ways how starting a YouTube channel or creating content has changed me, or I've just noticed change within my own life, is I honestly feel like lighter in a way because it's a hobby that like you're learning, like, right? Because you got to learn how to do this thing, am I right? And when you're learning something new, you feel alive as a person. And that's just how it is for all things. When you're learning anything new and where you're just trying something out and you're giving your, like, your best shot, or you're doing your best and you're just, going through the motions of the things, it makes you feel alive and you just feel like you're alive. Because there's a saying that I heard once. I'm not, honestly, I can't quote it. I wish I could, but maybe you've heard it. Maybe you heard it. If you're into like philosophy, things like that, or just into, I don't know, like you study big people, like entrepreneurs and things like that, you've probably heard of this, but it's essentially a saying where they say, we as people, we as human beings, we as, spiritual beings having a human experience, feel most alive when we're creating. And when you create content, it is yours. It is yours. No one else can create this thing but you. And that thing that you created, your channel, whether it be whether it be YouTube videos, if you're making YouTube videos, or if you're making TikToks or Instagram reels, whatever it is, it's yours, and it's exclusively yours. It is your creation. And we as people, we feel most alive when we are creating. And when we are creating, that's when we're living from that alive place, that most alive spot. Yeah, I honestly can't remember the quote, but I am going to put it up on the video. That quote is very true. And when you birth your own creation, it's just something about that. It's something about thinking a thought and then bringing that out into reality that is addicting. And that's honestly like, I don't even know how to explain it for real. It feels just really fulfilling though. That, I guess that's the best way I can really put it. It just feels really fulfilling, and it's addicting, honestly. It's addictive, honestly. Like, I think that's a very healthy addiction, and a very like alive addiction. Like, if something that you almost want to be addicted to. I'm not trying to say like as a bad thing, because people think of addictions or stuff like that. I think of a bad thing, but if it's really fulfilling, it is. It is really fulfilling. It's just something about thinking a thought in your head and then feeling it in your body and then birthing it out and bringing it into, this physical world, bringing it into physical reality. There's something about that is surreal. It also forces you to think too, and to get and to tap into your own creativity. Like, if you think you're not a creative person, let me tell you, you are. Everybody has a unique, authentic creativity within them, but your creative mind, when you don't use your creative mind, frequently, that creative mind starts like going down. It's like a muscle. When you work out and you're big, right? Like, you work out and stuff like that, but then you quit working out for a couple weeks. Like, even after like 2 weeks, you'll start noticing your muscle mass go down. You'll start noticing that you can't lift as much as you could 2 weeks prior. And you're like, wait a minute, it's only been 2 weeks. It's not like I've stopped working out for 2 months or 3 months or even like a whole season, like a season of winter. That time does count. And when you start tapping into your creative mind, you just get more creative, more enthusiastic, more passionate, and you start thinking bigger, get a bigger perspective out on life, and a bigger perspective out on who you are and what you can do and what you are capable of. Just tapping into your creative mind, exercising that, and using it is something that starting a YouTube channel, starting a content channel, or anything that is related to that type of field can really blow your mind on, of just going out there and doing it and taking that action. Yeah, man, if you're just watching this video and you're still here and you've been thinking about starting a channel, you've been thinking about doing something creative or starting your own journey of personal growth, or your own journey of, I don't know, whatever it is. Maybe you want to be a music artist. Maybe you want to be a painter. Maybe you want to be just a regular, like, a regular artist that's not a music artist, but a regular artist. Or maybe you want to do poetry or write a book, something like that. Especially with writing books. Writing books is another way that it can kind of go with this kind of thing I'm talking about here, where like you're expanding your perspective and tapping into that inner creativity within. I don't know, whatever that thing is for you though, do it. I'm gonna just play it fly and simple. I'm not even gonna beat around any bushes here. Do it. Simple as that. I'm not even gonna like try to front or anything like that. Like, just do it. Like, seriously, do it. This is it. This is it. It couldn't be any more clearer. It couldn't be any more simpler than this. Like Nike, man, just do it. I believe in you. You definitely got this. You believe in you. You're still on this video. You clearly believe in you. You're still watching this video. You haven't clicked off. You clearly believe in yourself. So I guess to wrap everything up, starting a YouTube channel has changed me from an inside out, and like the internal within me, there was a change. There was a shift. And I can literally say that that shift is real. And it's not just me. Like, anybody can go through this and anybody can achieve this. You just got to put yourself out there and let yourself be seen and start creating. So yeah, this is your boy Caleb. Thank you for watching this video to the end. Peace.